By the way, last episode, thank you for framing the podcast recording delays as something that is something that's not 100% related to me watching VTubers all day.
Wait, what?
Last episode, you talked about how much work needs to be done to edit the podcast.
No,
as
it's
opposed
true.
to just saying Tom watches VTubers all day long.
But that doesn't mean you didn't slack off for 3 months and get me and yourself really deep into the VTuber rabbit hole. Yes, editing the podcast is hard, but we did take a hiatus to be the worst weeb lords in history.
It's funny because, like, when I listened back to that recording we did, there's vocal tics I have now that I didn't have then, because between then and now, I've just completely fallen into the VTuber rabbit hole. And welcome to the Pocky Flocky Shit Show. Oh, I'm Pocky.
I'm Flocky.
There you go. We did it. We did an intro.
We did it. It only took 4 minutes of rambling to get to this point.
Yeah. 4 minutes of rambling, which will, let's face it, will not be in the final episode.
Or will it?
They won't.
It
It
won't?
absolutely won't. I'm telling you right now.
I'm sure it'll be in there in some capacity.
No, it won't.
At all?
I'm putting my foot down because, Flocky, I'm irritated with you.
Why?
Because I have spent the better part of my life podcasting.
Yeah?
The older years of my life podcasting. And I was promised celebrity status. I was promised fame. I was promised walking on the Oscars with Anne Hathaway giving out an Oscar. And I was promised money. And we have none of that as a show.
Yeah, we have
no prestige.
None of that.
We have no money. Flocky, what's hot right now? What is something that everyone can agree they love to engage with?
Masks.
Close.
People love masks.
Politics. We're getting into politics.
I thought
Flocky, how would you like to run for Congress?
I would not like to run for Congress.
No. You're
What
all
would
about
be
because you won't be running for Congress. You will be behind the mask as future Congressman Spider-Man. I know you've been getting into Spider-Man lately, and you could really, really pull yourself into the character. You will be the next congressman of, let's say, where's your best bet? Florida. You'll be a congressman out of Florida, Congressman Spider-Man, and I shall salute thee.
How is this gonna work?
Well, for one, you need a platform.
Okay, what is our platform?
It's going to be, you're going to return Florida to British rule. America's had enough with Florida. You as Spider-Man have had enough with Florida. You think it's about time that it returns to proper British rule.
Wait, was Florida ever owned by the British?
No.
I was about to say, I actually don't know. But it doesn't, I don't know.
Doesn't matter. We're returning it to British rule. We've had enough of this America with its elections and its presidents. We're just fed up with it. We are going to bring it back to the royal crown and the Queen. God save the Queen.
Okay.
And you as Spider-Man, I forgot about this part. And by forgot about it, I'm making it up now. You as Spider-Man will also have a powdered wig on.
Oh my god.
You'll be powdered wig Spider-Man swinging on vines through Florida City.
I want to see Revolutionary Time Spider-Man.
I'm sure it probably exists somewhere in the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, there's... Oh, I forgot about
I would
Spider-Verse.
love to see Spider-Man with a powdered wig. He is the ultimate redcoat.
There's some pretty silly Spider-Men out there. I don't know if you've actually read, like, the Spider-Verse comics that came out before the movie. It's I don't want to spoil anything, but there's a lot of different Spider-Men, including a Spider-Man made up of actual spiders that believes they're human.
That's
so
amazing.
He's just a human. It's billions of spiders shaped like a human being that collectively have a hive mind that think they're Peter Parker.
That sounds like an idea I would have in this show. I would just suddenly come up to you, Flocky, and be like, I got an idea, Flocky. Spider-Man, but it's only spiders. It's the exact same pitch.
What about the opposite? A giant spider made out of tiny Spider-Men who think they're a spider.
Each one of the spider's eyes is a different Spider-Man mask.
Yeah. That's weird.
Oh, that's creepy as hell.
I don't like that.
I love it. I also have this mental image of Spider-Man swinging around Boston, stopping the Boston Tea Party from happening.
Oh, man.
And standing idly, suspiciously idly by during the Boston Massacre.
Oh my god.
Because remember, the Spider-Man serves the crown. Spider-Man just looks at evaluates the situation and says, well, those traitors shouldn't be out here anyway.
Spider-Man helped Benedict Arnold deliver info to the British.
I'm imagining like this like train of big sea ships, galleys, whatever, all in a line as Spider-Man swings between them all the way back to England. This is a terrible idea.
Where did this come from?
I think... So, I had the idea of you running for Congress as Spider-Man, and all of the pieces fell apart from there. I also had the idea while eating hot dogs in a parking lot.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. I have no idea why I thought it would be a good idea for Spider-Man to serve the British, except that, again, ultimate redcoat. Redcoat Spider-Man.
I mean, it fits his color scheme, right?
Yeah. He wouldn't serve those treasonous Americans.
Those treasonous Yankees.
Now I'm thinking, even if Spider-Man was serving the crown, would that have been enough to stop the revolution? Probably not.
I don't know if he's bulletproof, but he's strong enough. He's probably strong enough to withstand muskets.
I would say Spider-Man is agile enough to not be concerned about a series of guys standing in a line and aiming individually while waiting to die.
And announcing when they're gonna shoot.
with generals who are agreeing with the enemy upon which thy battle shall be fought.
Yeah, like Spider-Man to Jody versus... Men, prepare to fire! 3, 2, unload cannons!
As they would be knocked over before they even bite open the gunpowder pouch.
I love that. I love that, like, the American Revolution, like, was I guess in American history considered, revolutionary, I guess, when it comes to warfare, because we started not announcing where the soldiers were. Like, guerrilla warfare became a thing, and minds were blown because the British were like, wait, I thought we were meeting in that field. How are half our people dead?
That's not fair.
We didn't agree upon this.
That's hacking.
Bullshit.
So, in conclusion to that idea, I suppose, how do you feel about your chances of as being Congressman Spider-Man?
Very low.
Not even going to give it a...
I
You
mean,
seem to have aggressively pushed back against this idea the entire time.
I don't think I've aggressively done anything this entire time.
I don't know. I feel pretty attacked right now. I don't...
What menace does Spider-Man face in real life Florida?
Literally every Florida man.
every Florida man. Look. If every Florida man becomes a supervillain, Spider-Man has a very good platform to run on. Alligator Man, Crocodile Man, Hurricane Man, guy who stabbed his wife man. That face-eating, that guy who was high on bath salt and ate someone's face, man. Holy shit.
The guy who goes to the supermarket every Wednesday to pee in the frozen food section.
Oh my god. What would his superpower be? Super piss?
Super resilience to cold.
His balls shrink twice as quickly as a regular man's.
The fuck?
I mean, if he's peeing in the frozen food section.
Florida, I gotta say, Florida would have the most mighty rogues gallery for any superhero to face off against.
Streaker Man 1, Streaker Man 2.
Like, if he's supposed to be the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man and just taking care of all these small crimes, Spider-Man's work would never be done. This is how the Osborns run wild.
And Spider-Man would have a really tough time with villains such as guy who killed his neighbor because he had a Biden sticker on his car.
That's gonna cut. That's gonna cut.
That was such a good joke. It was such a good joke. That was such a good joke.
Oh, maybe it's okay. Maybe it's okay. Did I ever tell you about my 21st birthday party?
No, I don't think so.
It's not all that exciting, but it kind of shows like my parents' thinking at a very critical angle.
Okay.
Because when I turned 21, my parents said, "We're going to take you to a baseball game." But I wasn't 21 yet. And they took me to the baseball game. They had the person stop by and loudly announce happy 21st birthday. And then everyone in the stands around me was offering me beers, which I couldn't legally get at the stadium. Yeah, that kind of sums up my parents' thinking in a nutshell.
Speaking of birthdays, I mean, there's a lot of things that we haven't been able to do throughout the years. We kind of talked about this the other day. And the biggest thing recently was that you played with Bloonies for the first time.
It's true. I did. So, our friend Alex was going off on how great balloonies are. So I decided, fuck it, I'll just buy them. I'll buy them off Amazon and see what they're like.
Yeah, for like 3 times the retail price.
3 times the retail price, but that's the price you pay when Toys R Us is closed down. Actually, I can't think of any toy store that exists in my area anymore, now that I think about it. Where would I even get balloonies if I wanted them?
Random aisle at Walmart that has nothing to do with the item. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's not hanging there on a shelf. It's just sitting there.
Yeah. Between the bread and the peanut butter, there's this line of random junk, and maybe there's Bloonies there, or maybe there's like some as seen on TV thing. You never know. It's a mixed bag.
There might be a Tamagotchi.
Yeah.
And not the new kind. Somehow one that survived and has been there since my childhood. But yes, I tried balloonies, and I inflated one. They're just basically just They basically come in like what looks like if you've ever bought cheap watercolor.
Yeah.
If you ever bought dirt cheap watercolor, it's the same kind of tube. And you squeeze it out onto this little straw and blow a balloon out of it. But it won't be a balloon. It'll look like garbage. It'll look like one of those, if you've ever tried to blow bubbles with gum that's not bubble gum, that's what it'll look like. And then it'll pop. And at that point, you better hope you've already cracked a window, because it will just smell like a gas station.
Yeah, because if you haven't, you're about to get real fucking high.
It's a real fucking high. Like, kids shouldn't be able to get this. There's so many toys that kids shouldn't be able to get.
Yeah, but they are I mean, they're a kid's toy.
Like, when I was growing up, and I imagine this was in the time before parents were concerned about choking hazards.
Yeah.
There were all kinds of, like, alien toys that, like, shot out tiny little projectiles for you to choke on.
Like action figures with, like, the little pistols or something that shot stuff.
Hell yeah. They were great. And,
Legos.
like, the alien that could suck up the ooze and then shoot it out.
Suck up ooze?
I don't know. Some liquid that it came with the alien queen, I think.
Sounds gross.
It could just have been water. I could be mistaken. But I vaguely remember there's, like, supposed to be, like, acid-spitting action or something like that. Also, why the fuck were kids allowed to have alien toys? They weren't allowed to see the movies.
I mean, to be fair, that still goes on. Like, what like, Marvel movies are what? PG-13 plus?
Yeah, but, like, they're kind of for the whole family, whereas the Alien movies...
Yeah, except when Scarlett Johansson gets thrown down a mountain and dies in a pool of her own blood.
You're making it sound like they did that scene in Endgame, like Homer Simpson falling down a mountain. Which, to be fair, would have been fucking great.
I mean, Thanos gets beheaded. Though I really do want to see the action figure that has his head pop off. That needs to be a thing. The Thanos action figure where if you press a button on the back of on his back, his head goes...
Oh, that'd be amazing. But no, like Alien movies, like PG-13 is one thing, because let's face it, every kid sees PG-13.
Yeah, I guess.
But Alien were rated R movies for adults. They were horror movies. Well, the first one was a horror movie, at least. And then by the time you got to Alien 3, again, still horror movie, still for adults, but now you have a full toy line. Now you can get the bull alien, which pops its head out. Fuck yeah! And then you can see Alien Resurrection, where... Alien Resurrection was my first rated R movie.
Was it?
Yeah, so it holds a special place in my heart. It was a movie that, like, I was having a sleepover party, and I was like, everyone was just like, oh, I can't be the lame kid who doesn't get to watch a cool movie with his friends because my parents won't let me. So I begged them to let me rent Alien Resurrection, and we got it on VHS from Blockbuster. And it was so bad. It's such a bad movie. And I knew it then. And it was my first rated R movie. I had more fun seeing a titty in Titanic. Which I totally did. For all I know, Titanic may have been my first titty. What was the first, like, movie that your parents let you watch that was, like, you know, above what they'd ordinarily let you do?
I don't remember. I really don't remember.
Oh, it's a shame.
The Matrix? When I was
Is that rated R?
No, it wasn't rated R. It was fucking weird, though.
No, it wasn't.
The later ones were.
Okay, the later ones were fucking weird. Trying to think of, like...
one of the Final Destination movies when I was in, like, elementary school. Because my sister went with her friends, and I was told to tag along. So that was not great. Wasn't great
Not
for
great.
me. Wasn't great for me at that age, no.
No, but I quite like that movie, to be honest.
But I did also see a titty in one of them.
Congratulations!
I'm pretty sure, I don't know if it was 2 or what, but that movie starts with a titty. I do remember that.
That's like a groundbreaking moment for when you first time you see a movie with a titty in it. As a kid, not now. I don't go to Mr. Skin to see which movies I should be watching.
Imagine. I wanted to talk more about toys, but fuck that. Imagine basing what movies you watch in theaters on that criteria. Just go like, man, I really wanted to watch Toy Story 4, but no titty. Like,
no titty.
Damn it.
How could... It's not even worth my time.
I really wanted to watch it, but I guess I'm missing out.
To be fair, and maybe this just shows, like, what my taste in going to see movies in theaters are. Because I see mostly big spectacle films in theaters. Otherwise, I just watch it by myself at home.
I watch everything by myself at home.
So I rarely ever see a titty in theaters.
So I guess my question now is like, what kind of movies have titties in them?
Well, you could do what I do and go to the Parents Guide website and look for what the Parents Guides say before you rent a movie to watch with your parents.
Oh, is that a thing?
Yeah. The Parents Guide is supposed to, like, Parents Guide reviews are supposed to be, like, for parents who want to take their kids out to the theaters. For me, it's just like, I don't feel like having a conversation with my parents during the movie. Huh. I really don't. Because my parents still treat me like I'm 12. And if you get to a sex scene in a movie, my mom will just get up and be like, "We're not watching this."
That would have been nice to know 10 years ago. Because there was this one time when I was in maybe high school or middle school. I don't even remember the movie name, but my sister rented a romantic comedy on Netflix, DVD, delivered to your mailbox. Oh my god, revolutionary.
Amazing. What a service.
But it was the unrated cut. And so halfway through the movie, there's just... It wasn't a sex scene. It was a sex montage. It was... I need to find the movie name.
I like the idea of a sex montage because, like, the movie is just like, look, we have a lot of things to get through and we know what you're here for, but we gotta go.
But it wasn't even a sex scene between, like, oh, the guy and the female love interest. No, it was the guy just fucking random girls because he got broken up with or something. And my...
I want you to find that movie. Because I want to take that scene and edit it into a My Immortal video.
So, I don't know how long it was. I swear it was like a minute, right? But it lasted fucking forever.
Oh, yeah.
And my parents left the room when the movie started. An hour in, both of them decide to come back and be like, what the fuck are you watching?
That's like the first time I showed anime to my mom. I wanted to show her The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya because I thought, okay, this is a pretty normie-friendly anime. I completely forgot the first episode contains a big scene of titty groping.
Oh.
And it was just like, this is now my mom's. When my mom thinks I'm watching anime, this is what she thinks I'm watching now. Forever.
I love the idea of teenage Tom pointing at the stream and going, Mom, this is art. And then that scene comes on as you stare in awe and shock at the screen like, fuck.
And you're right. When these scenes are on when you're young and with your parents, it doesn't matter how short they are. They last forever.
They do.
Also, my parents made me leave the room before the titty scene in Titanic.
Wait, seriously?
Yep. But little did they know, I didn't. So, I had a really big crush on this girl named Lauren in high school.
Okay.
And one day, I was over her house with her, and we were watching Terminator, the first one. In her basement with her parents. And there's I don't know how long it is, but again, when you're an awkward kid sitting next to the girl you like a lot with her parents, and a sex scene comes on.
Oh, that's weird.
It lasts forever.
Yeah.
And it's just this awkwardness in the room, and suddenly without prompting, and the nervous energy just exploded out of me because I just had to just say out loud, good music in this scene.
Oh, that's like the one thing you could say that makes it worse. That is when just shutting up would have been better.
Silence would have been preferable. But at that point, I'm just making it the worst possible situation.
Tom, tell us about your butthole training arc.
Basically, I want to be more Korean.
Wait, hold on. You transitioned into that with no hesitation. You were just like, okay, this is my life now. I accept your terms.
I accept your terms and conditions. Let's go. It's actually not that interesting. It's just that, I want to be more Korean. As you've heard on this podcast, that because you've definitely listened to every episode, wink, wink, that one of my last experiences having Korean food was me waking up my friend because I was crying in the bathroom as my ring piece burned with the fire of sin. So I don't want that to happen again. So I actually have a bunch of hot sauces laid out in front of me that I'm using on most meals I make. Mm-hmm. And I have been having times where I'd wake up at 3 a.m. and just sob because I know everything's going wrong from here. Quietly weeping on the toilet, elbows on my knees, wondering, how did life come to this? So, yeah, I'd love to say there's a conclusion to this, but there isn't yet. I'm still in the process of my butthole training arc. I'm going to whip my anus into shape. By the end of this, I will be able to eat the spiciest wings on Hot Ones. By the end of this, I'll be able to lift dumbbells with my sphincter. By
the end of this, you'll be able to visit your Asian friend in New York and not clog up her toilet. And wake her up screaming at 6 a.m. in the morning.
I don't know if this was on the podcast or not, but I did accidentally clog her toilet.
I'm pretty sure this was.
Now, I know the sadness on her toilet was on the podcast. I do not know if I went into that I literally clogged her toilet so that we had to go through a walk through Brooklyn to try to find a plunger because it was Sunday and the building super wasn't in.
Oh,
and we got the plunger and I was unable to actually unplunge the feces. And she had to help me punch out my poo. Without a doubt, the lowest I've ever been in life was when she opened the door and said, "Let me try." I understand she also had to use her single bathroom that's in her New York City apartment.
Oh my god.
So for her, there was a timing factor here.
There was a sense of urgency.
There was urgency in the matter. And I've never felt so much shame in my entire life. We did get the toilet. I can't believe I have to say the words. We got the toilet unclogged.
We beat it. We had to tag team, but we beat it.
I had one thing in my notes that I had 3 things in my notes. 4 things. Birthday party, show monetization, Congressman Spider-Man.
You dominated today's conversation, by the way.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
And the last one was, and I'm trying to figure out why I wrote this down and what I thought would be funny that could branch off of this. Mm-hmm. But the 4th thing I wrote was, I don't like how much time you spend with your girlfriend.
that goes in. That's the same territory as Tom. Why won't you fuck me in the ass? My parents never had a problem with like, I guess, the tame scenes, but I used to know someone who would have to leave, like, his dad would have him leave the room anytime something came on that was non-Christian. And he was just programmed to comply. He would stand up, do a 180, and just walk out that room. And I found out, because there's a... what was it? Like, he was over, and we were watching, I think it was like Shanghai Nights, the Jackie Chan and Owen Wilson movie.
There's an unclean scene in
There
Shanghai
is one
Nights.
scene where I think Owen Wilson is getting seduced by a woman, and she licks his face. Like, not sexually, just licks, like, from the chin up to his forehead, licks his face. And the dad was like, out. Kid stood up, 180, walked out the room.
Oh my god, that kind of programming is terrifying.